Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha-Rakak-Wadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, so today, the Spirit actually jumped on me. I was teaching here at home, and I was originally going to go into Obadiah, so I'm going to stick with Obadiah. But the Spirit's on me because like I said, the Spirit's been on me for about an hour here at the house teaching. So I'm going to go into Obadiah 1. And, whenever we bring up Obadiah at the camp, or when a brother brings up Obadiah, we're about to annihilate Esau, according to the scriptures. So Obadiah, it's only one chapter long, but it's a powerful chapter. All right. So I'm going to, without further ado, start out Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah thus saith Yahweh the power concerning Edom. So this is regarding you so-called white people, this chapter, okay? Edomites. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. All right? So, Yahweh Shai is going to arrive against you so-called white people in battle. And it's because of the persecution and all of the oppression you put on the so-called black, Latino, Native American, Hispanic people, all right, who are the Israelites according to the Bible. So there's going to be a battle, all right, a battle in heaven, okay, and it's going to be between Yahweh Shai, which you ignorantly call him Jesus. He's going to battle the militaries of the planet Earth, which starts out with the Edomites. The Edomites, the United States of America is the only nation on planet Earth that has a space force. So think about that, right? And that space force is going to take on, or try to take on, Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right, so let me just get that real quick in Matthew. Actually, we'll get Revelation. All right, real quick, because that battle and that ambassador. Hey, it's dealing with World War III. So let's go to Revelation 12 and verse 7. It says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon," and the dragon is Esau Edom, all right, the serpent, okay? It says, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." All right. So your angels are your jets, your military fighter jets, your stealth jets, and all those different technology that Esau Edom has. That's that war that's going to be fought in heaven, and it's going to be fought against the dragon. And when you go into Esau Edom, a lot of his space force and whatnot is dealing with a dragon. He reveals who he is all the time. I believe Elon Musk, he had some type of ship called the Dragon. Okay. So Elon Musk is an Edomite, and obviously, part of this wicked nation that Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua are going to destroy. All right. So, verse 2, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen; thou art greatly despised." All right. That's why Russia, which that's his brother, right? Esau, Edom, those are brothers. They're Edomites. But, just like Israel has different tribes, Esau, Edom has different tribes as well. There are different tribes of Esau. You got Russia, which is Gog, in the scriptures, and you got you know, you got the Jewish, which are Amalek, the so-called the fake Jews, the white, the fucking small hats is what we call them. They are all different tribes of Esau, right? You can read about that in Genesis 36. Esau's genealogy, his family line, family tree, if you will. Um, but he's greatly despised among the heathen. And the heathen is not just limited to Edomites. You have the Arabs hate Esau, the Chinese hate Esau, his own brother, Vladimir Putin, they're adversaries, all right? So they're small among the heathen, okay? They're greatly despised, all right, these Edomites in America. Verse 3, the pride of thy mind hath deceived thee. So the Edomite is the most prideful, You had old, sleepy, creepy Joe Biden talking shit, saying, oh, if you're going to fight us, you better have nuclear missiles and jets, you see? Why? Because he's a prideful, even though he's a little weak man, he's got all kinds of pride in his mind. You see, because heart is mind, So the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. You're a little sleepy, creepy Joe Biden. Hey, you're deceived, bro. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, because they used to be cavemen. When you go back to the history of the so-called white man, he was a caveman dwelling in the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. That's why they call them Caucasians, okay? Whose habitation is high, all right? Your habitation, you like living in high spots, right? Not only in the mountains, but even with your structures. You build up skyscrapers, towers. Goes back to skyscrapers goes back to the Tower of Babel, which is a wicked thing. That's a heathen custom. That's a heathen thing to do. The kingdom, we're not going to have no damn skyscrapers, all right? That's why Gad, the so-called Native Americans, when they were dwelling in America, what they had tents. They didn't have no damn skyscraper. No, they had tents. Why? Because they would move. They were constantly moving. You can't take a skyscraper with you to another location. See, that's a heathen spirit when you want to, build a big ass, tall ass building. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, that's the attitude of Donald Trump, sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, all these heathen modern day presidents, which would be kings. These are the kings, right, of the earth. They have that attitude, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's Esau, Edom's spirit. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right, and the Edomite has always exalted himself as the eagle, even during the time of the Romans. All right, the eagle was the national bird of Rome, and America is an extension of Rome. So as well, the eagle is the national bird of America. It's all spiritual, okay? And even there was an article on the internet, it was called Edom was code for Rome. Okay, look into it. But it's all out there. All right, we know who the Edomites are. We know this is another clue who they are. The eagle. All right, that's America's bird. And it goes back to pride, because the eagle, that bird flies really high. They say it's high flying eagles, because that the eagles, they fly higher than the majority of the birds. So meaning they're above everybody. It's a prideful thing. See, that's why they choose that bird. They don't choose a dumb big ass ostrich as their national bird. You see, no, it's the eagle. An ostrich, I don't even think can fly. See. So anyway, verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? So another clue, he's telling you a characteristic of Esau. He's never satisfied, right? He's never His belly's never full, right? That's why he wants to put the CHIP on everybody, because he wants control of you. See, he's not satisfied just having a birth certificate on you. No, he wants to have a microchip in your body. See, well, these are clues and characteristics showing you who the wicked is, showing you who the so-called white man is. Definitely Esau Edom, according to the scriptures. Verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right. Esau, he's a researcher. He'll research everything. All right. He'll research the digestive system of a fucking hippopotamus. He'll stick a camera in his ass. He'll stick his arm in the hippopotamus. He'll do whatever it takes to learn about, that animal, or he'll do research on anything. That's why the Edomites, when they come up to the camp, those Edomites, they're the ones who do the research. Jake will walk by and they don't, they think some of them, they might like what they hear, but then they never put no thought into it. No, Esau, he'll go home and do his homework. See? That's why you got guys like No Class Vocab Malone, Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right? There's no understanding in Esau Edom. All right? They don't understand the Bible, They don't understand the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, But the men who are at peace with you, because you are the wicked, hey, they're gonna hate you. That's why you have Russia, your own brother, is getting ready to, instigate World War III on your ass. Let me get that, because it said there's no understanding in him. Meaning Esau doesn't have understanding. That's why when we teach, if you're an Edomite and you can't understand this, your spirit bears witness to who you are. We say, oh, this motherfucker's an Edomite. He doesn't understand what we're saying. Even if we break it down, even if we teach him, all he is offended, and he should be, because the Bible condemns the so-called white man. All right? So this is another verse proving Esau can't understand the Bible. Daniel 12 and 10, many, not even the 2/3, because they follow Esau. You 2/3 of Israel are, you follow Esau. You want to follow his science. You want to follow his philosophies, his religions, his everything. You see, so you 2/3 are part of the wicked, because you take on the mindset of the heathen or the wicked. All right, Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's the elect. All right, we're getting purified by understanding this scripture. The Bible is purifying us and making us white, right? But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. So there you go. None of the wicked not understand. Not one, not two. None of the wicked, who is Esau Edom. You can't understand. But the wise shall understand. All right, so the wisdom dwells with Jacob, not Esau. So the Israelites, we understand this Bible. All right? That's why we can go out and prophesy and use this Bible as a weapon against the wicked. All right? And that is not limited to just the heathen, because you 2/3 are included in that wicked. And you're actually more wicked than the heathen, because you have a power to turn to, but yet you rather be a fucking heathen. See? So I'm going to go back to Obadiah 1 and 8. It says, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? All right, so that's what's going to happen. The wise men out of Edom would be the Temanites, which are the Germans. Right? There's the ones who were responsible for coming up with the nuclear program, and they're the wise men of Edom. But all the Edomites are going to get destroyed, according to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 9. And the mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. All right, that's why the Germans, Hitler had so much power, because Timon, and Timon is in Europe. They're nothing more. It was all a big ass hoax, right? These Edomites were all in one confederate together, right? All the different tribes, because you have the Germans. They branched off. A lot of those Germans who had nuclear capabilities and nuclear they had the recipe for a nuclear missile. Well, hey, those same men branched off during as Americans, so-called Americans. So that's what it is. So let me keep reading. And the mighty man O Timon shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Right? So you're gonna, just like makes me think of David and Goliath. Remember, Goliath got his head cut off by his own sword. Well, the same thing with Esau Edom. Your sword, which is your blessing, your nuclear missile, that's gonna fuck you up too. That Yahweh B'Shem Yashai gave you that technology to destroy yourself. You see? That's why it says everyone, and to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, because there's not going to be such thing as an Edomite, a so-called white person, after after that. Well, after in the kingdom, you're there for 1,000 years to build up our kingdom, and then you're going to get eradicated. Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So who is Jacob's brother? Esau. Right? Your violence against the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics. Hey, because of the way you've always treated us, the way you've always oppressed us, the way you've you put us in slavery, you colonialized us, you always harassing us in the streets. Just go outside and you see the police. Who are they harassing? It's always Jake, man. You're gonna get cut off forever for the way you are, man. You Edomites. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that verse 11, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast one of them. You see? So you guys took part in the spoils, even going back to the siege of Jerusalem. And Esau, hey, you stood on the other side. You wasn't fighting for the Israelites, the brother, Jacob and Esau. Verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. See, and when did we become strangers? When we got destroyed. We were separated from our power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and that made us strangers. Okay. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. All right. And let's get more proof that Esau Edom was cheering us on when we were getting destroyed. Psalm 137:7, all right, says, remember, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. All right, because raise it means destroy it. All right, they were cheering it on. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So we're going to be happy when we get our paybacks on Esau Edom. And it has to do with our big brother Yahushai destroying, annihilating, the militaries and the governments of the so-called white man, okay, and all the other heathen nations. Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. All right, so we're going to take your babies and dash them against the stones, just like you did to our babies. All right, and it's just balance. All right, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is a power and a God of balance. Verse Proverbs 11:11. A false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just way is his delight. So he's going to delight. That's why it says, happy shall he be who dasheth thy little ones against the stone. Because, hey, you folks were happy when you were giving our babies as alligator bait, putting our kids in cages, recently. All these different wicked ass things you done to us. Hey, that's that violence against your brother Jacob. You see? Obadiah 1, and I'm going to start calling Esau Obadiah 1 and done. That's why he only needed one chapter. Obadiah 1 and done, baby. You see, Obadiah 1, let me see, verse 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Meaning, it's wicked for these Edomites to walk up to the camps and challenge us. Like, that pisses Yahweh Bashem Yahushai off. Just like they get mad because we're cutting them up with the Holy Spirit, with the words in the Bible. They're getting all pissed off at us. Well, guess what? You shouldn't have entered the gate. You have no business, arguing with the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what he says right here. That's a beautiful verse. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. This is our calamity right now, man. Bottom of society. Edomites, they're golfing on a Tuesday morning. They got the they're living la vida loca, right? They're living the life right now. Not Jake's not doing it, And I'm talking about on a yeah, you have exceptions, but overall, who's living it up right now? It's the Edomite. All right. Get this in Job real quick. Oh no, Psalms. This is the Edomite right now. His life is just fine right now. He can go to vacation and not have to sweat it. He can go golfing on a Tuesday morning. The Edomite are living the life right now. Right? This is Psalms 73 and verse 5. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right, because these Edomites, they don't have the same troubles. They're not worried about their car payments. They've got efficient means. And especially their wicked elite. These men that's why they live so long, because they have the best health care. They can get they're first on the transplant list if they need it, and that's all wicked. You don't want to be taking other people's organs in your body, but this is the point that the Edomite they're not in trouble like other people are. All right? So this shows you that we know who it is, who the scriptures talks about. So I'm at Obadiah 1 and I'm 13, and it reads, "Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity." So see, this is our calamity days, right? We're paycheck to paycheck. Some of us, we're not able to just go to the Bahamas, or just because we feel like it. You got to plan that shit, right? But anyway, this is verse 13. "Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity." So you shouldn't enter the gate, meaning, like I said earlier, you Edomites should not even be able to walk up to the camp and talk shit. You should be humble. Instead of coming up and talking shit in the gates, which the gates is the camp, it's better for you just to come to be humble, not talking shit, because it's not your place. You're gonna get cut by the sword, by the Bible, right? "In the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity." So you're gonna try eventually to put hands on us, and that's you're putting your hands on the apple of the Most High's eye. All right. So he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. Let me get that. That's Zechariah 2 and 8. So every time you Edomites oppress us, you put us in jail, you put us in your FEMA camp. When you do that, you're touching the apple of the Lord's eye. Zechariah 2:8 says, "For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you," because all these nations have spoiled us, meaning they took of our riches, they took our women, everything. It says, "For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye." So when they touch us, when they try to put hands on us, when they try to throw us in prison for teaching the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're touching the apple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's eye, and he's going to fuck you up for that. See? All right, I'm going to close on this verse, Obadiah 1:14. "Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress." All right, because there were Israelites in the time of during the siege of Jerusalem that escaped, and then you had Edomites, helping the enemy, and you had Edomites killing our people off. Right now they're not helping us build our church. They're not saying, "Oh, hey, you guys should go learn about being a Hebrew Israelite." They don't tell you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, "Hey, you should go learn from those guys." They're telling you the truth. No, instead they're cutting they're cutting you off. They're saying, "Hey, these guys are men of hate. These guys are teaching lies." If they were honest, they would say, "Hey, these men are teaching the truth. Go listen." See, so they're going to pay for all those abominations according to the Bible and according to the book of Obadiah. Like I said, that's why it's only one chapter, because Obadiah is one and done. That's all he needed was one chapter to annihilate these Edomites. All right, that's what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to do to the Edomites, annihilate them with the war in heaven. All right. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem HaRakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. Shalom to the elect.